We are all connected.
Our group believes that our knowledge gained in chemistry has expanded our connections and understanding personally, globally, and in our communities.
We are personally connected to the periodic table and bonding for the following reasons. As we all know, the periodic table contains several elements, 114 to be exact. Out of all 114 elements, at least half of them are so commonly used and taken advantage of without acknowledgement. The simplest things are so commonly used from elements on the periodic table. Our floorboards holding our homes together are held by iron nails. Our pennies are made of zinc and layered in copper. Our phone batteries are charged with copper wires and held together with zinc. Our swimming pools are made of chlorine. Thermometers contain the poisonous element, mercury. Elements are used in nearly every aspect of our everyday life.
On a more literal note, bonding can relate to personal connections such as friendships or relationships, or even the chemistry aspect in covalent or ionic bonds. Everyone bonds to something. Whether it is our sports teams, friends, family members, or pets, everyone shares a bond. We find a bond with our chemistry teacher, Dr. Chesmel, as without her we would never know about the complex bonding which occurs at a microscopic level that we will discuss in the next slide. Covalent bonding and ionic bonding both either transfer or share electron pairs between atoms. The stable balance of attractive and repulsive forces between atoms when they share electrons is covalent bonding. Ionic bonding is a sharing of electrons, and they are between a metal and a nonmetal. Bonding occurs so each molecule can have a full outer shell. This allows a stable electron configuration. Our bond with our chemistry teacher, Dr. C, has shown us these several types of bonds. We can categorize an ionic bond as being a bond of people with different personalities, and a covalent bond would be a group of people with similar personalities. In our community, we are connected to recycling, oxygen, and CO2 for the following reasons.
To make our environment/community a better place, recycling comes into place. In some way, everyone has contributed to recycling cans, paper, bottles to save the environment and the community they live in. Recycling reduces the amount of waste sent to landfills, conserves natural resources, prevents pollution, saves energy, and reduces greenhouse gas. On a level, we are connected to recycling by just recycling one can in our lifetime. Recycling occurs in our community to make the environment a better place.
As we know, human activities produce CO2 and plants consume CO2 and produce oxygen, the air we breathe. By people being a huge factor of emitting CO2 proves that our community is connected. Trees and plants produce oxygen, which is the air we breathe every day. Without oxygen, there would be no human race. Inhaling oxygen and producing CO2 from activities connects our community we live in to CO2 and oxygen. Our group believes that we are globally connected to petroleum and distillation for several reasons. Petroleum is linked to nearly all aspects of our means of transportation. Petroleum is a non-renewable resource which has to go through fractional distillation, in which hydrocarbons are broken down according to boiling points. Petroleum is broken down into several fuels and used for production of plastics also. That means that our most common means of drinking water, through water bottles, is petroleum-based. Some items which are petroleum-based and essential globally are aspirin, ink, tires, refrigerators, bandages, ammonia, and fertilizers. Petroleum is connected globally because it is unevenly distributed throughout our world, and many countries get their wealth from this resource. There is a very high demand for petroleum since it is used for nearly all things in our lives.
Worldwide, there are approximately 6 billion people living in third world countries which are still developing. These countries rely on the process of distillation for a safe and efficient passage to water. In these countries, scarcity is not an issue, the issue is safe water consumption. Distillation systems are expensive to provide to these countries, so they bring it to a smaller scale distillation system, including filtration, distillation, and UV radiation in some cases. We feel that we should appreciate the luxury of how accessible our water is.